Good morning. So I said this morning that we would look at this molecule. This is the heme molecule, without which we can't live. It has 4 of these little circular molecules here, all attached. And what's interesting is that it will support an iron element in the middle. Now, this molecule has to be surrounded by hemoglobin, which is one of those protein strands that I was telling you about before, because it needs to be protected. It does odd things if it's on its own. Now, the other interesting thing about this molecule is that it's very similar to chlorophyll. That's the stuff in green leaves. Now, chlorophyll has the same arrangement here with nitrogen on the inside and carbon around the outside, but it has magnesium in the middle. So it's green, whereas heme, of course, is red. These 2 molecules bespeak to me the same designer. Both hemoglobin, heme, and chlorophyll are essential to our lives. Chlorophyll because it's the basis of all food, and heme because it's the only way they can transport oxygen to the rest of our bodies. So, dear ones, thank you so much for your comments. I'm sorry that some of you have had distressing experiences, and Watchtower should have been more supportive of you. But then there are 1 or 2 who seem to believe that taking blood is without risk. The risks these days are obviously not so bad, but please, there is still a risk. So I'm in granny mode at the moment to all you dear ones out there. If you're in a 50-50 situation where the doctor says, look, we can give you blood and you'll be up and out straight away, or you can take the long route and build your blood up yourself, then please, dear ones, take the long route. Eat your green leaves, take your iron, be careful because it is poisonous. Take your vitamin B and vitamin C and folic acid and all these things that the doctor will prescribe for you. In a month, you will feel a lot better and it is safer. What you do in other situations, obviously, I cannot tell you what to do actually in any situation. But please, look at the world situation. We're in a dreadful state. Every day, war, famine, disease kills I don't know how many people. The only thing that's really going to save this planet and us is our faith in Jesus Christ. Now, we might not be associated with Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, but we can still be Christians. And our faith and appreciation of Jesus Christ can show through by trying to develop Christian qualities. Not the easiest thing to do. Now, in my reading, I came across this Greek word. Can you see it? It's Kalos. There are 2 words in Greek for good, and one means morally and practically good, and this word, Kalos, means morally and practically good, but it's also a lovely thing, a beautiful thing to do. And it's well illustrated in an incident that Jesus had. And it's in Mark 14. And it's 2 days before he died, and he was sat at table with a few friends. And a woman came in with an alabaster phial of very expensive, pure spikenard perfumed oil. She broke the alabaster phial and poured the perfume over his head. Well, now, ones like Judas Iscariot, of course, complained, oh, this could have been sold and the money given to the poor, which is basically Judas wanted the money himself. But anyway, Jesus said, let her alone. Why distress her? It is a lovely thing that she has done to me. So it was a lovely, good, fine thing that she did. as Jesus said, she has done all that it was in her power to do. She has anointed my body in advance for burial. This woman showed Jesus Christ her appreciation and gave Jesus a little bit of comfort because he was on his way to be put to death. Now, there's a lovely little story going around Ireland at the moment, and it illustrates this sort of goodness. And it's from the Choctaw Nation in America. Now, recently, the Native American Indians have put out an appeal, I believe, and they were getting quite a few donations from Ireland, and they couldn't understand why. So they looked up the history, and back in 1847, during the Irish famine in which so many people perished, the Choctaw Nation got together and sent a donation of the equivalent of nearly $5,000, money they could ill afford. Now the Irish remembered that, and now it's their chance to pay back a little bit. So let's fill the earth with these good, lovely things and a bit less war, famine and disease while we wait for the kingdom which will restore all things. Thank you so much.